welcome to episode 36 of the Fourth and Skol podcast, previously known as the Diggs Sideline podcast.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Thanks for the memories.
Yes. The good news is Sam and Pat are still here.
We're still here.
New name, still Sam and Pat.
It's just us.
Yeah.
If we got nothing else in this world.
Sam, we've got a lot to talk about. We haven't talked since the incident.
He showed that he, has a hard time staying healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pat, I am so sorry. I need to take a shit. Like, it's coming now. Bro, you're left.
We're going to have to start over.
We literally have not talked. Everyone here, you're getting raw Sam and Pat pre-podcast idea. This is how this went.
Well, we've both been so busy.
Yeah, no, we have.
And I want to take this opportunity to apologize to the listeners and thank you for hanging in there through the off season. It's been quite the season for Pat and I. Pat is a nurse dealing with all the COVID stuff, and we're glad he's safe.
Yeah.
But anyway, so much to talk about. So much to talk about. Hey, well, why don't we start with our name change?
Yes.
Diggs is gone.
Diggs is gone.
Rest in peace. He went to Buffalo, and he thinks he's going to find a better quarterback in Josh Allen than he has in Kirk Cousins. And I will be so excited when he gets overthrown 15 times in their first game, and he starts throwing a hissy fit and demands a trade to the Buccaneers just like everybody else.
Just like everyone else. I will say, I think Diggs became dead weight. He became a negative energy on the team.
He did.
Yeah, and I have a lot to say about Kirk Cousins. If anyone knows from last year, I'm the biggest critic. Some occasions, justifiably so.
I have so much to say about Kirk
Cousins.
You
do too. Good.
And I cannot wait to have this conversation.
I cannot wait either, because I haven't talked to you in forever.
No,
okay, you want me to just get right into it?
Let's get right into it.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was very hard on Kirk Cousins this past year.
You were very hard on Kirk Cousins.
He came in expecting to be our savior, our everything, and there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. On some occasions, understandably so.
I don't think he was brought in to be our savior, but go ahead.
Yes, he was.
We
had all the pieces.
Train of thought.
We lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, and we needed that last piece. Keenum could only get us so far.
Some might argue that last piece was an offensive line, but I don't.
Okay, yes, but I will argue that every team needs an offensive line.
Okay, keep going in your
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I wanted to say. This year, I'm going to look at things from a different light, okay? I'm still going to be hard on Cousins because when we ended things in San Francisco, that the video of us overlooking the whole team and the plays and all that, he missed countless times to hit open players. Okay, he did. You can't argue with me on that. You cannot.
Okay.
I will end the podcast. We'll be done. No, but what I wanted to say, though, for this year, though, I'm going to look at things in a different light because Kirk Cousins has been thrown into an offense that is a run-first offense.
Okay.
Zimmer and Kubiak come from, what were they born in, the 1900s, early 1900s, where all you did was run the ball?
With Teddy Roosevelt.
Exactly, and that's all we do is run the ball. And so when we can't run the ball through quarters 1 to 3.5, then we're like, oh crap, we need to pass the ball. And then we expect Kirk Cousins to be this slinging it out here, 200 yards, 4 touchdowns at the end of the game, and it's not fair.
Right.
And I've been a little hard on him, and I'm going to lighten up. That is all I wanted to say, and I wanted to go into this year with a different light.
Okay, I have some things to say about Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, what do you got?
Kirk Cousins with the now signing of Deshaun Watson, which congratulations, Deshaun, get your bet. Congratulations, Pat Mahomes. We haven't had a podcast since Pat Mahomes.
Big money.
Big money. Dude made $500 million and bought a baseball team. So, big money for him. Happy for him. Kirk Cousins is now the 7th highest paid quarterback in the National Football League. So take that with what you will. I think he definitely he is making the salary that he deserves. I think that there might be 6 better quarterbacks in the league than Kirk Cousins, but I definitely don't think that I don't think he's overpaid. And I think that we had the foresight to lock in a contract with him when the contract was going to be cheap. Because now if you're Jerry Jones and you're trying to negotiate with Dak Prescott, who wanted a $40 million a year contract, and you said, no, you're not worth $40 million a year, which I don't think Dak is worth $40 million a year. But that's what the market is for a starting Corby now. That's where the market has been set. And so now Dak is going to get his way. He's going to get his $40 million, and Jerry could have locked him in, probably at 37 or whatever might have been agreeable before these quarterbacks were getting paid $40 million a year. So I think we got Kirk for a steal, and I think for the value that he brings to the team. You talk about those overthrows against San Francisco. I think we lost that San Francisco game because we couldn't stop the run. Their offensive line was opening holes that any third-string running back could run through. And that brings me to another point. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, this is going to be... Okay, to everyone listening, this is going to be a long podcast. We don't expect you to listen, but this is more for Sam and I than it is for anyone else. Okay, but carry on. I want to hear what you have to say.
So we lost that game because their offensive line was opening up holes that any running back could have run through.
Yeah.
And so I think some of the running backs left and got paid because they were putting up these great stats that were honestly probably responsible for their offensive line. Mm-hmm. Which brings us to the next key piece of our offense, our running back, Dalvin Cook, wants to get paid.
I'm glad you bring this up. I think you know, and majority of those that I'm close in company with, I am probably the biggest Dalvin Cook fan of like all my friends. I'm not saying that everyone isn't,
Dalvin Cook is great.
But I am a little more. I think I'm hanging on to this idea that he could be something similar to what Adrian Peterson was, and I kind of cling on to that because that was such a big part of Vikings for years. Yeah. Speaking of which,
Adrian Peterson, we'll get back to that later.
Right? Yeah, we'll get back to that. Anyways, let him rot in Detroit. But I have finally come to the realization I've put my Dalvin Cook, he's special, he's this, he's what all these other running backs aren't. I've put that aside. He is no longer, in my eyes, worth the money. Running backs are simply a dime a dozen, and we've got Madison, and you could literally, I got to pull it up, but there was a list of all the running backs that were taken in that draft with Cook.
It was Christian McCaffrey.
Yes, but everyone before, everyone after him. Yes, Kamara. Yeah, there was like, I should have it up, but I don't. Yeah. Whatever. The list goes on, and it just goes to show that running backs are in a tough position because they're so valuable, but yet they're so disposable.
Right, exactly. It's odd, but here's where I think that you can make up with any run. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. They have fantastic offensive lines. Mm-hmm. And James Conner, who was their third-string running back, was making all these plays. And then you look at, what's-his-face, Le'Veon Bell. Mm-hmm. He was putting up these wild numbers in Pittsburgh. And then he goes to the Jets, and
goose egg.
Nothing.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Everybody thought that he was this transcendent running back because he was patient behind the line. And when a hole opened up, he would exploit it, which is cool. Yeah, I mean, that was, he was the first one to do that, but he wasn't the one making that magic happen. It was the offensive line. And our offensive line, Pat, we made some incredible changes this offseason, but unfortunately we didn't enact any of them when it came to the depth chart. Mm-hmm. I have this right here.
Yeah.
Our offensive line from left to right. Riley Reiff is still at left tackle. Riley Reiff is still at left tackle. I'm about to hop out of my seat here, Pat. Riley Reiff is still at left tackle. How many times did he miss a block and he just stood up like a toddler with his little pot belly? Sorry.
I know. I know.
He's still a left tackle. And do you know who is behind him on the depth chart? Ezra Cleveland. Do you know who Ezra Cleveland is?
Yeah, I do.
He is the rookie that we drafted, and he looks awesome. You look at his tape, he's athletic. He gets down the field. He gets to the next level of the block when it's a run play, and he can protect he can get out wide and keep the pocket clean. I am so excited for Ezra Cleveland, and I am pissed that Riley Reiff is above him on the depth chart. Although I do believe Riley Reiff was on the verge of getting cut.
Yes.
And he had to renegotiate his contract.
There was 2 weeks left in the season, and we're getting reports that he's getting cut.
He was the third highest paid member of the team.
Yeah.
It was Kirk Cousins.
Well, because we had signed him as a free agent a few years back.
Who was number 2? I think it was a defensive player.
Hunter's up there. Hunter is up there.
It was either Hunter or Thielen. It was
Hunter and Thielen are probably up there, yeah.
But the third highest paid player on the Vikings team at the end of last season was Riley Reiff.
Right.
He was set to make $13 million this year.
That's stupid money. For the production that we've gotten from him in the last couple of years.
And we have had the worst luck with left tackles.
Matt Khalil.
It's almost like we've had these great running backs. Yes, we've had Adrian Peterson, we had Dalvin Cook. But it's almost like we couldn't be a pass first team because we couldn't keep the pocket clean for a decade now.
And you're right. Our luck with left tackles is poor. And Matt Khalil went off to Carolina, and he said Minnesota Viking fans are the worst. Even though I'm pretty sure from like a fan perspective, we're actually up there as like being one of the best fan bases.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyways, so we're a little tough on the left tackle, but whoever comes in will be looked at as a god. But
well, I think I have really high hopes for this Ezra Cleveland. So anyway, going from left to right, it's Riley Reiff. Then we have Pat Elflein.
He's 50-50 on me.
He's 50-50. Mm-hmm. Like, he came in when he was a young guy, and he was really good. I think he started, was he at center when he started?
He was, and then we picked up...
And we picked up Bradbury.
Yep.
And so he moved over to guard, and he's not excelling at guard, which is typically the easiest position on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So he missed a few key blocks, but sometimes he makes a great play.
Yeah.
You never know.
Right, of course.
Then we have Garrett Bradbury in the center. I think he had his moments. He had his moments. I think for a rookie, he did really, really well.
Yeah, for a rookie. Much better at run blocking than I think pass protection.
Yeah.
Because Cook had holes through the middle many times, and Madison
as
too.
Madison.
As did Madison, exactly.
At right guard is Dakota Dozier, who
that does make me feel a little sweaty in the palms.
I know. And then at right tackle, Brian O'Neill.
O'Neill. I've always liked O'Neill.
I've liked O'Neill.
Yeah.
I liked O'Neill. I think he's a good Swiss Army. He could go anywhere.
I think one other thing I want to quick say, though, while it's easy to kind of pick apart each individual player, if there's any position that you need to literally work as one cohesive unit, it's the O-line.
Oh, my God.
And if you're not communicating, and if you don't know that this guy's going to go further out left, or they're doing like a little switch, with the ends and all that.
And they go to war.
Yeah. On the trend, literally every play.
Single play.
Yeah.
Not every player goes to war. Like a running back will go run a route, and if the ball comes their way, then there's going to be a battle in the air. If a running back doesn't get the ball, he might have to throw a block.
You're still blocking.
Every single play, these offensive linemen are going to war, and the refs are looking at them.
Yeah.
And if you do one wrong thing, boom, it's 10 yards.
I think,
your team
what I think we need to start through at 4th and Skol here is offensive line appreciation day.
Offensive line appreciation.
We need to, week 8, recognize the offensive line.
I'll tell you what. Every time we have an individual running back run for more than 100 yards, we will have a special segment for that week of offensive line appreciation.
Good.
But they got to earn it.
Yeah, they do have to earn it, yes.
And I'm pissed that Ezra Cleveland didn't make it. And then it was Drew something that we also drafted. What was his name? He's not on. Yeah, he's not on. He's also Drew Samia. Yeah. So we have a lot of good. I think we have enough depth. Mm-hmm. Previously, we didn't have a lot of depth at offensive line. We have quite a bit of depth. We have Rashad Hill there still. So I don't think depth is going to be the issue. I think it's at this point just talent, and I think the rookies are poised to take over.
Not just talent, and I know injuries happen all the time, but Vikings have been plagued with offensive line injuries.
Oh,
that's where we get screwed because one guy goes out, and then you've got these secondary stringers that come in, and God bless them, they're doing their best.
And being a run first team, you have a healthy offensive line.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't even blame them.
So getting back to the whole Dalvin Cook issue.
Yeah. So where do you stand on that? I mean, I think I know where you stand on it.
I love Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Just like I love Kyle Rudolph, I called for us to not give Kyle Rudolph a contract. I stand corrected on that because he came in pretty clutch there at the end of last season. But again, I do think that if you're going to invest anywhere, invest in your offensive line. Right. We have a guy in Alexander Madison that can do the work.
Yeah.
I love Dalvin Cook, and I hope he gets paid.
And I do want it to be known that he does want, I think, $13 million. And he is currently going to get $1.13 million on his fifth-year deal. That's what we're getting for him. We're getting so much bang for our buck. I don't blame him for I don't blame him for holding out either.
I don't blame because you saw what our team was like without him.
I know. Well, we went to that Packer game, but we didn't have Cook.
Yeah.
That was the worst game I've ever been to.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
It was rough. So I mean, I think he deserves to get paid. Does he want to get? He definitely should earn more than $1 million.
Oh, for sure.
Should he get $13 million? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, if I was the GM of the Vikings, I'd give him $8 million, and if he doesn't want to, then hey.
We do need to remember this too. Even though we're fans, as workers in our own personal fields, we always want pay raises and be rewarded for our work or whatever.
Exactly.
And if the market asks for that,
the difference is at our work, there's no salary cap.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk about you sent me a screenshot last night. The Saints next year are projected to be what, $170-some million?
No, I think it was $70
million.
Under.
Yeah, meaning that they
negative.
Are in the red.
They're screwed.
They're in the red. They're going to have so many.
As a business, if you look and you are down $70 million, you're kind of sweating. Which is why they're trying to shop Kamara today.
Yeah, exactly.
Because God forbid he gets hurt next year and his value is gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And Taysom Hill, you said a funny little thing there. Yeah, if they wanted, I think they wanted Jadeveon Clowney. I think they need a little D-end action. Yeah, and Clowney kind of messed up things because he could have gotten $15 million in Seattle with his agent Bus Cook or whatever his name is, and didn't want that because he thought he could get more.
Right.
And then he had to fire his agent, and then he got a new one, and then he signed with the Titans for $12 million. Anyways, but Taysom Hill's getting $21 million. I know people make the case that he's versatile, he's special teams, and he's quarterback, and he's running, and he's wide receiver, all this stuff, which he is.
Is he heir apparent to Drew Brees?
I think that's the other thing.
Yeah.
They let Teddy walk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's with Carolina. Yeah. But so Taysom Hill's getting $21 million, which is just something to kind of ponder.
You're paying your backup quarterback $21 million. Are you kidding me? If you want Jadeveon Clowney, don't pay your backup quarterback $21 million. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But Sean Payton,
Yeah. Hey, I don't care. I would love butthole mouth to go away forever. I have a list of things that I would love to never see in the league again. And one of those has kind of already happened with Brady leaving for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Which we didn't actually get to initially react to because COVID was going, like, everything was just weird. But yeah. So I would love to see the Saints burn.
Yeah, I would too. Anyway, so long way around. Getting back to the Dalvin Cook thing, I don't think you pay him. I think you pay him. You need to recognize his value, but you don't give him the.
Here's a question. Hey, I've got an idea for you. Do you trade him today? Do we wake up in a couple days heading into the Packers game, looking at our phones, just in kind of that blank awe because he's gone?
You know what?
Because we get a first-round pick out of it.
Maybe there's a team out there that's thirsty enough for a running back.
Yeah, and there are teams that have cap. Like the Colts heading into this year had like $70 million in cap space, and they went off and signed Phillip Rivers Xavier Rhodes, Phillip Rivers, and a whole bunch of yeah, dude. Oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about all our departures. Okay, let's just reel it off quick so we have it in our mind. Okay, Rhodes is gone. Diggs is gone.
Trey Waynes is gone.
Waynes is gone. Mackenzie Alexander. Okay, gone. Those two went to the Bengals.
They went to the Bengals. And
Both got hurt. Not laughing. Do not laugh. Do not laugh. I'm not laughing at you. Maybe laughing.
I'm not laughing. I'm just saying like
the luck is unfortunate. Because Wayne's tore a pec. And then Mackenzie Alexander, I never dug into it, but all I saw was that he was like let go or he's suspended or whatever because his father went missing. And he was like in connection with this, like some battery type thing.
I don't know if he was in connection with that.
He was in connection.
Oh my god.
No, because the picture I saw was like a mugshot.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, well, we need to look into this a little bit more before we start to lie.
And another little shithead. We can swear on the podcast. Can we swear? Yeah. Jaron Kearse went to Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Which
I love
he was
his tweets. He's like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, he was another big head guy, which I applaud. Like wanting to be more and expect you think you're worth more, but there's like a limit to it. He had his moments too. Of course he did.
Big tall guy would break up some plays.
Yes. I loved his body stature, and I know Mike Zimmer did too, because Mike Zimmer usually has those smaller guys, but you need the Xavier Rhodes who was a bigger guy too. Because now we're gonna get into it too. I'm getting a little off topic here.
So we had 3 corners depart. All of which were at the top of the depth chart.
Yep.
So now, Mike Hughes and Holton Hill are our 2 starting corners. 2 small guys.
Okay, that scares me.
That's scary.
Okay, because Holton Hill, and I think our first year with Holton Hill, we were pumped about because he played great, and then he got suspended for 8 games.
Well, he got suspended for 4 games and then for 4 more.
One of them was PEDs. I can't remember what the other one was, but it doesn't matter. So when we saw him at the end of last year, we were like, oh, maybe this isn't what we thought it was. But he was out for so many games. So those 2 scare me. I am beyond excited for Jeff Gladney. He's a bigger.
Yeah.
Jeff Gladney. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah. He's a bigger guy, I think, and so he will have to slip in there. I know he will.
I'm excited for Jeff Gladney, and then the other person I'm excited for is Cam Dantzler.
Yeah.
He was going against Adam Thielen in drills, and they posted the video, and he was tit for
talking him up
just right there,
and he was talking to Mike Zimmer on a little hot mic action, and he was like, "This guy's the real deal.
That guy's gonna be good." The other guy that was on our team last year that we played against we pulled our starters against the Bears in that last game of the season. But he came in and he was defending against Allen Robinson. I think he even picked off Chris Boyd.
Yeah.
That dude.
He's a good depth player.
He's a good depth player.
And he just plays special teams too.
So a lot of people are going to say how concerned they are for our cornerback situation. I'm concerned with our starters, but our depth brings me hope.
So I want to bring up like a classic. This is how Minnesota Viking fans think, okay? We're sitting here saying we've got hope. Internally,
we've got hope.
Internally, we've got that little gif of that guy sitting there with his coffee and everything's on fire. He's saying, "This is fine.
This is fine. This is fine."
But here's how we're all justifying this. Okay, the rest of our defense is still there. Okay, we arguably here, we've got the best 3 tandems at different positions here. Okay, I'm gonna start from the top down.
Yeah,
Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith, arguably the best safety duo in the league.
Some might say
the best.
Some might say the best.
And then we've got middle linebackers, our linebacker core. We've got Barn Kendricks, which those 2 together, I don't think
Eric Wilson is.
I love Eric Wilson. Yeah. Personally, I love him as a weak side linebacker there. I love him. He's great. He flies.
He's great.
And they all complement each other.
Exactly.
I just want to quick say Barr was not worth the money that we gave him, but I love the love that he had for Minnesota, that he left and he felt sick going to the Jets and coming back to us. I love that.
And I think he took less money.
He did take a little bit, not much. but less money.
Not much.
And then our last thing is, this is the biggest splash of the offseason, dude.
Let's go.
Say it. Okay.
Let's go.
Daniil Hunter.
My
boy.
And
pronounce his name for me, please.
Ngakoue.
Yannick Ngakoue. Okay.
Came from the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, by the way, it's a fire sale.
Yeah, it is, because no one in Jacksonville is happy. Not one person. Leonard Fournette was let go like the next day. Nick Foles is no longer with them, which he went to the Bears.
Yeah, last year Jalen Ramsey already went to the Rams.
Yeah.
It's a fire sale.
Eagles. But
no.
Oh, I'm thinking of Jalen Hurts. Excuse me. I don't know what we were talking about quarterbacks. I don't know where you were going with that.
I'm just
but okay, I want to say one quick stat, okay? So I'm pretty sure Hunter and Ngakoue are from the same draft class. If not, maybe a year or two behind. Yeah. Anyways, there was a statistic from 2015. Those two are like 2 and 4, I think. It's Ngakoue with 211 QB pressures, and Hunter's got 209. And then the rest is like Von Miller. It's like Khalil Mack. You know what I mean?
Those guys that are like...
Well, we've got 2 out of the top like 5.
That's nuts.
That's huge. That's nuts. And you want to know what's bigger is we got him for a steal, because we traded a 2nd and a 5th, and he took less money. I think he wanted 15 mil. He took 12 to 13 with us. He's gonna have to restructure that, of course.
Yeah.
But dude, that's the biggest steal of the entire draft league in the draft year.
Absolutely. I think so. We're set up for success. Where our defense and our interior alignment too. It's gonna look a little bit different this year. We're not gonna have.
Linval Joseph. Oh, dude, and Pierce.
Oh, dude, Pierce. Dude. Our line was going to be so good.
I cried.
I know.
I cried when that happened. And in his defense...
You can't blame him.
He has asthma.
He has asthma.
And I'm not putting like quotes around that.
For those who aren't aware of the situation, Michael Pierce came from Baltimore. Did we trade or did we just sign him as a free agent? Or we just signed him. So COVID happened. Players are taking the opportunity to opt out if they so choose.
Yeah.
He was one of the folks that chose to opt out of the season due to COVID. You can't blame the guy, but...
That sucked, because we haven't had, and don't get me wrong, I love Linval Joseph.
Guy's getting old.
Yeah, he's getting old, and he just didn't have that.
He's starting to lose it. He's starting to lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were getting to the point where we were putting Daniil Hunter and Everson Griffin on the inside.
Yes, against the Saints.
So that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
I liked that, but it's like that tells you something about the guys that are playing in the middle.
Right. But here, I'm going to argue this, is that if Pierce didn't leave, we might not have had the capital to pick up Ngakoue.
Yeah.
So
sure.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And Zimmer will find a way. And speaking of which, we have... Can you guess how many D-line we have?
How many is it in the double digits?
Yeah. We have 11 D-line.
Literally?
11.
More than 20% of our team is D-line.
By the way, I just happened to glance at Hercules Matafa.
I think he's one of those guys.
We drafted him, I'm pretty sure, this past year.
Did we? I thought he was on the team last year. I think
Maybe he was.
He might have been on the team last year.
Anyways.
But anyway, so I think he's one of those guys that can play outside linebacker or...
Oh, sure. He's kind of a versatile, hybrid kind of guy.
He's an edge guy, yeah. So I think... I think the guy that was above Ngakoue on the depth chart was another guy we were really excited about last year. Adifi Odegbo.
Odegbo, yeah. Which he played great last year.
He played great against the Chargers.
He stepped up.
Granted, it was the Chargers. But
it was a fumble or a pick or one of the two, and he scored a touchdown. Yeah, a couple forced fumbles. Dude, he had a lights out game.
So I'm super happy with where our D line is, and we absolutely should be happy if it's 20% of our team.
Right.
But yeah, I think we'll be getting a lot of pressure all year round. Doesn't matter how what the phase of the game, third quarter, fourth quarter.
Yep.
We'll be able to rotate guys in. They'll be fresh and they'll be just as good at pass rushing.
Yeah.
So we have 20% of our roster tied up with our D line, but so that means that we have zero depth behind Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith.
Yeah.
So those guys.
By no depth we mean literally there's no one else in that position.
Literally.
And can I quick say to the one fan who called me out last year because I was shitting on Andrew Sandejo, he could never come back to the Vikings. I don't want him ever again. Stay away. Stay away from us. You have no football IQ. All you want to do is kill people.
Hey, he picked off that
I know.
ball.
I knew you were going to bring that up. I knew you were going to make me feel guilty. I knew you were going to make me feel guilty. Which, by the way, I was at work last night and I was just casually in a patient's room and Fox was airing the Minneapolis Miracle game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was 10 minutes left in the game, and I just sat down in the recliner with that patient, and we hung out for 10, not 10, it was more than 10 minutes, and we watched the whole ending there.
I hope none of your employers listen to this podcast, man.
Oh no, I'm building chemistry with my patients.
Sure.
No, I am.
Yeah, it's a patient experience thing.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. But back to the depth chart.
Yeah.
Another area in our depth chart where we are stacked. Guess how many we've got at wide receiver? We always do this every year, and I know we kind of get injury riddled.
How many do we have?
We have 7.
We have 7.
I'm gonna just sort of top to bottom and write down the names here that we need to touch base on here. Chad Beebe.
He
was hurt last year, right?
He was hurt last year.
And then he was.
And the
Bears game, I remember.
So I think going into our 53-man roster selection,
yeah,
we had predestined how many wide receiver spots we were going to have.
Right.
And Chad Beebe actually just made the final cut on the last one.
Yeah.
And he was really, really good.
And I remember,
so for him to be making the last spot,
says a lot.
A little rusty. It says a lot for our receiver.
I remember it was, I think, week 2 or 3 or 4 against the Bears.
Yeah.
That he had like this end of the half, a little pitch, and he just took it.
Off.
He just took off. So Chad Beebe, there's a Dan Chizinia. I don't know him. I'm gonna be honest. Justin Jefferson. That's our first-round draft pick.
First-round draft pick. He's one of our starters, right?
Okay. So I'm getting.
Is he gonna start in the slot?
I'm getting word he's gonna be third spot.
I think he's third spot, but I'm not sure if that means slot or what that means.
I think that does mean slot because we got BC Johnson. We got KJ Osborne. Tajay Sharp was a pickup.
Tajay Sharp.
And then some Adam Thielen guy. I don't know.
Some local kid.
D2 Mankato.
Undrafted free agent.
Garbage.
I heard he was about to go sell dental equipment.
Yeah, I hate undrafted free agents. But no, so Justin Jefferson, which I think we all thought, and I'm going to say one quick thing.
Yeah.
I almost prefer them to be on a lower level because then their head isn't as high up.
That's true.
Because we had this issue with Laquan Treadwell. He was an early draft pick.
By the way, we sent to Atlanta, picked him up.
He just went to Atlanta.
And he got cut.
He did.
He's gone.
That actually makes me sad.
Yeah.
His career is probably done.
Yeah.
A moment of silence for the return of Laquan Treadwell.
But no, I think our depth at wide receiver looks good. I think our depth at running back looks good. Mm-hmm. Our depth at offensive line looks good, although I don't think I think some of our depth could be our starters.
Yeah.
Sean Mannion's our back. I think I honestly have faith in this team. I have faith that we have enough depth to do the job. We obviously have enough depth at D line. Again, I think our cornerbacks are in a situation similar to our offensive line where I think that the backups might outperform the starters, but we'll see come season time. And Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris just don't ever get hurt, please.
No.
And don't ever get gassed because we need you.
Yeah.
I think that this is the roster that we are ready to go to war with, and it looks very different than last. We don't have Everson Griffin. We haven't not had Everson Griffin since 2009.
That's right. We drafted him. Yeah, he was blood. He's family.
Hey, but you know what? He's down at the Cowboys. Yeah. I wish him well, and
100%.
Yeah, and I hope he has. We'll be seeing him this year.
We will.
We're gonna get.
There's two things before we get into the season, schedule. I just want to say, and I think you might agree with me, and I think majority of people probably will. Up until literally we started setting up the podcast situation here, the station here, I have not had as much excitement as I usually do. None. Literally none. Without preseason games,
no preseason.
Which personally, I would like to actually talk to you about this.
You need a professional?
I need a therapist. No. We need all 4 preseason games. I hate that they're cutting it down to 2 because
there's no preseason games.
I know. I'm saying when we go back to normal, it's going to go back down to 2. We need those preseason games. And I know everyone makes the case, you don't need it, you don't blah, blah, blah.
You know who wouldn't be on the team if we didn't have 4 preseason games?
Who?
CJ Ham.
Yes. Yeah. There's countless gems that you need.
He came on as a running back, and then we started just messing around, using him as a fullback in that 4th preseason game. Oh my God!
And if there's any team, the fullback is a dying breed.
Yeah. It's
no longer as prevalent as it is.
Dude, I think we need to go back to 2 fullbacks and a halfback.
I-4 power O, just thick on the line. Actually I don't, because that's what Zimmer's listening right now. He's like, you're right. We do need to do that.
What?
Yeah,
we do need.
And Andy Reid's out here just scribbling lines. People are running around like crazy, 5 wide. Andy Reid. I just want to quick talk about Andy Reid. Okay, he's an example of a coach who's been around since the early 1900s. Like Zimmer and Kubiak.
Yeah, but he's evolved.
And he's adapted.
He's
adapted with everything, from the Michael Vick era with scrambler quarterbacks to what he's got with Patrick Mahomes, who's a hybrid of the two.
Yeah.
He's done such a great job. You can't not love him.
I'm very glad he got his ring.
Yeah.
I'm very glad he deserved it.
But I just wanted to say, with COVID and the no preseason games, and I cherish those games. I'm one of those that watches the fourth preseason game down to the end. I remember against Buffalo. I think the prior year it went down to the wire.
Yeah,
and I think Sean Mannion had like this lights out game or something like that. Sean Mannion, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I need two things. I need Thursday Night Football, which is coming up here, week 1 against. Which is crazy. It's coming up around the corner. It's Houston and KC.
This is
I know.
Week 1.
I know.
Let's go.
Dude, we play the Packers on Sunday. It does not feel like that at
all. It doesn't. No, you're right.
All.
It doesn't.
And I have one more complaint. NFL, why are you giving us week 1 Packers?
My God.
Why are you giving us week 1 against the team that we hate the most when they're going to be rusty? Why do you do that? Who is in charge of this stuff?
You have all offseason to do your game prep.
I hate that. But do you remember it was Bears-Packers Thursday night, week 1, 2, and it was just this sloppy, like...
You know what? Packers did end up winning that game.
They did, because Trubisky threw a pick in the back of the end zone. I still remember that. There was like a minute left. They were driving.
But as rusty as we might be, they will be rusty as well. And why don't we get into our week 1 look?
Yes, please. Let's get into the schedule.
So the Packers took a lot of heat. This was arguably the deepest wide receiver draft class in the history of the NFL draft. And what did they need the most? A wide receiver. Because they're set with Aaron Jones. Yeah. They're set with pass rushers with the Smith brothers. They're set. And so what did they do in the first round when I think Justin Jefferson was still available?
He was. Oh, yeah.
And they took Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Don't even know the guy's name.
Curtis is going to be so mad.
Oh my God! And then you just love the Packer apologists are like, we're just building for the future. Everybody was talking about
actually no.
Same guys were talking about. We're talking about.
Okay, so I don't know what Curtis had said. I'm sure knowing Curtis just a little bit that I have, he was probably defending that in every aspect of every possible way. My friend Christian Weir, which I would love to have him on the podcast sometime soon, he was not happy with it initially. Of course he's come to terms with it, but like the way that the way the Packers drafted Jordan Love, they made it sound like Rodgers was done after this year.
Yeah.
They made it sound like there's no more left in the tank, which he's got 3+ years. I know he does.
Which is exactly what they did when they drafted Aaron Rodgers.
Brett Favre. Yeah. Right. Of course. And it makes sense. But when you look at it from how last year went, okay, again, a fluke of a year. 13-3, that was literally the biggest joke of a football year I have ever seen strung together.
For every time frickin' refs gave them a win, I would have
Carolina in the back of the end. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm gonna get way into it. But let me quickly finish that whole train of thought. So it was 13-3, a fluke of a year. They went to the NFC Championship game. They were arguably one game away. You didn't need a quarterback.
They were not one game away. The 49ers.
I know, but that's why I did.
Yep.
But they were arguably one game away. You think a quarterback you could probably take in the second round. You've got a couple years with Rodgers. You got to give him weapons. Make this man happy. This is your franchise.
And they take a quarterback in the first, not just like a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
In the first round.
And I want to say something.
Say it.
I loved it. I loved it. I love. Rodgers said he took a four-finger shot at. And hang on. I might have big hands. Rodgers has even bigger. Let's do something like that. Those are 4 fingers.
Oh yeah.
He was plastered.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. So last year, when we faced Packers the first time, they scored on their first 3 drives. We figured them out.
Yep.
They didn't
21-0. Yep, it was 21-0.
And the Packers and the refs gave them that game. Whatever. When they came to US Bank Stadium, it was embarrassing. It really was.
We deserved to lose, even though neither team played well.
Smith just freaking ran all over.
There was no one he just ran. There was no one there.
Just ran right through. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how our offensive line handles that, because their pass rush was definitely their strong suit on defense.
Right.
And then Aaron Jones ran the ball quite a bit, and
we're good. I'm just messing around with stuff.
Aaron Jones ran the ball on us, so we'll see. In my mind, they haven't done anything to change who they were last year.
For sure.
I don't think that we on the
hang on. I don't think we can actually. I'm going to protect you here. I'm going to protect you with that statement. Okay, we don't follow the Packers enough. I don't, truthfully, outside of Jordan Love, I don't have a clue who they drafted. I'm going to be dead honest. I'd have to look back. We don't know the players that they did draft. Right? Maybe I'm speaking for myself.
Sure.
Because maybe they did change a few things that we're not aware of. Like I don't want Packer fans to start.
Well, no, the Packer fans are going to get.
Well, they can f off.
But in my opinion, in my humble opinion,
just in general, you're speaking here.
I don't think that the Packers did enough to change their identity from last year. I think we've done quite a few things.
Sure.
With Diggs being gone. We still have Cook.
And we got high value for that.
Exactly.
That first round pick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We have Justin Jefferson, who's honestly at this point an unknown. I don't think that they have enough depth at corner to cover Adam Thielen, DC Johnson, Irv Smith, Kyle Rudolph, and friggin'
Irv Smith. Or we're gonna say Irv Smith. No. Oh, Cook.
No, I'm just everyone.
Everyone. The whole team.
They don't have enough. Their pass rush is going to be incredible. I think it's going to be a lot of quick hitters, flinging things out. Got to get back to the play action. We did not do any freaking play action against the Packers at US Bank Stadium last year.
But we couldn't because we couldn't establish a run.
That's true.
Because we didn't have Cook. And that's where Cook is going to say, hey, you need me.
So, I mean, we just, even if you don't establish the run, just the action of getting Kirk running straight backwards buys him enough space to turn around and make a read and throw the ball.
But that's not the point. The point is, you don't believe that. You don't believe it. You anticipate it because that's the whole thing about play act. I
understand.
I know you get it. Yeah.
But so I think that from our offensive side of the ball, we're going to have to be very quick with it. I don't think that Zadarius Smith is going to allow us enough time for plays to develop.
Right.
So it'll be a lot of that mid-range stuff, which honestly is going to be, if Justin Jefferson's in the slot, it's going to be his day. It's going to be his day.
Yeah. And he's quick.
And he's very quick.
And, okay, we talk about Adam Thielen's hands, okay? Because Adam Thielen has D2 undrafted, I've worked my ass off.
Dental salesman
to get where I am. Hands, okay? Because, he makes phenomenal catches. But Jefferson's trait coming out of the draft was his hands.
Yeah.
And we might have two of those there.
Yeah. And so the thing that I think that we'll see on defense out of the Minnesota Vikings is I think we're going to see a lot of rotation on that D line. I think that's that might be why, even if it's just for this week one, we have 11 D linemen on our, because Zimmer's going to be rotated because people aren't. I mean, they're coming out of camp, but camp is different than a game.
Yeah.
So people are going to get gas, and he's going to rotate them out, and we're going to keep the foot on the throat.
Do have one problem though.
What's that?
Hunter has missed the last 15 practices.
I know he's questionable right now.
And do you know why?
No.
I never looked into it. Like I said, this year has been the one year that I haven't even typed in Vikings news. Sure. And I haven't followed anything. Apparently, he got into a dirt bike accident. That's why it's been so hush-hush. Because it doesn't look good, if that's the case.
When Andrew Luck was gone for a year and a half, that was a snowboarding accident, and that was kept under wraps for a
really?
year and a half.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was kept under wraps for a very, very long time.
Yeah. Anyways, that doesn't mean you can't live your freaking life, but it sucks. It's unfortunate.
It does suck. But so I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of rotation out of our defensive line. I think we're going to keep doing our best to keep our foot on the gas.
So let's save kind of how we're going to play the Packers for next week.
Yeah.
For next episode. Yeah. So I say what we do is you want to do our score predictions as we go down. Let's do that, and then we'll kind of have it marked down just for our own sake because it's kind of fun to do.
All right.
Okay, I do want to preface by saying, because I'm a little B, I have no idea how this is gonna go. I have no magic ball that I'm kind of foreseeing. If there's anything I hate in life, it's predicting and acting like you know something's gonna happen when you don't have a clue.
We're not predicting anything. We're just putting our mortgages on this win-loss record. And
sure, there's just $100,000 on the line. Anyways, this is just for fun. I don't ever act like I know what I'm talking about because I don't. All right, why don't you take us through? Okay, here.
Game number one.
What I can do is you say who we're playing, and I'm going to say the time and whether it's Monday night, Sunday night, whatever.
Yeah. Game number one, week number one, Packers at US Bank Stadium.
Sunday at noon.
Yep. Sunday. Pat,
so
who is going to take home the win?
Obviously, I'm going to say us.
This is the.
Here's
the thing.
Please.
We can be objective about 14 games of the year. There is no way you can be objective about the border battle.
You can't run a podcast if you're going to say you're going to lose to the Packers.
And I don't think we're going to lose, but come on. This shouldn't even be. Sam is taking this one as a win.
Throw me down as a win, bud.
Pat says we're winning. All right, week two. We are in Indianapolis against the Colts.
And there's a shakeup here. We got Phillip Rivers,
Philip Rivers.
We get to go up against Xavier Rhodes.
We're going to burn him like the toast he is.
I swear, if there's anything, Rhodes, I'm going to look at you, Rhodes. If there's anything that you can do for me, I want you on a play where you get absolutely torched. I want you to grab that hand. I want you to just grab that hammy and just limp off that field. Just limp off that field for me. Okay. This is in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis.
Please give me your prediction. We'll trade off who goes first.
I think we're going to win, and I'm going to tell you why. I think that, like I said,
keep it short though. Keep it brief.
We've changed our identity enough to where we're a new team. I think that and for the better. I think that they've changed their identity too much. They've
gotten older. They've gotten older.
They've gotten older.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Frank Reich is a smart man, but I think that we take home the W.
Yeah. I will say the same thing for the sole reason that I think they've gotten older. I think with the lack of preseason games, I think with the lack of everything going on, still heading into week 2, things are going to be rusty, and I think we'll pull it out. I'm going to give us a win.
Okay, we have a win. Week number 3, Titans at home.
Yep.
U.S. Bank
This
Stadium.
is a noon game.
Jadeveon Clowney.
You know, it's funny. I was texting friends when I found out that he left, and I said, good. Keep him out of the NFC because he's been a problem for us. When we play Seattle, he disrupted every game we played against them. Okay?
The Titans went to the playoffs last year and shocked the world.
Because they beat the Patriots.
They shocked the world and beat the Patriots.
One of the happiest days of my life. Yeah. I remember that.
It was great. It was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It was really good.
They were stuffed. Oh, Derrick Henry ran for like 250 yards.
My gosh, Derrick Henry.
Yes, dude. Oh, shoot. So yeah, let's recap the Titans quick. They don't have Tannehill. No, they've got Tannehill. Yeah. Tannehill, Henry, Clowney, and then a bunch of side pieces. I think they might have Delaney Walker, but he's been hurt. Every year he gets hurt.
If this game was in Tennessee, I might give it to Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I think that since we're at home, I think we're riding the Lightning, and I think we take home the win strictly because it's at home, and we'll have home field advantage, but at 70 decibels, I guess.
Oh, that's another thing. The lack of fans makes my heart hurt.
It does make my heart hurt.
It sucks, but I'm going to be positive in this. I just need football. I'm going to also do a win.
Okay.
Let me say the next one here.
Week number 4.
Week Texans. 4. Houston. In Houston.
Houston.
But another shakeup. It's like everything in the offseason is coming back to me. Dude, Bill O'Brien got rid of
DeAndre Hopkins. And he gave him away for a ham sandwich.
And there was mustard on it. No one wants that.
Yeah, I like my ham sandwich.
Okay, actually I do too. So I was going to say, I thought you maybe did it. Most of America does it.
Hey, that's why we're on a podcast.
Yeah. I love you, buddy. Okay, but no, they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. He went to the Cardinals for a second and something. And then guess what? Shortly after, we trade Diggs for a first and a fifth or something.
Yeah. After the market had been set with DeAndre Hopkins, we still...
One thing about Rick Spielman, if I ever crap on the Vikings 24/7, Rick Spielman will always have a place in my heart for wheeling and dealing. He's got a way to do it. Anyways, we're in Houston.
Sean Watson just got paid.
He just got paid. I can't say the names that they have because I'm not too familiar with Houston. I know they've still got a couple speedy wide receivers. Anyways,
JJ Watt.
Oh, JJ Watt, exactly. I'm gonna say we do lose this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a loss with Watson having a fresh contract. He's quick. We always struggle against the scramblers.
Focused.
We cannot contain them.
Yep.
We always break down as a cornerback and a depth unit in the back there. We break down when plays fall apart.
Sure.
Always do. Always have. Rodgers does it every year. I'm going to say loss.
Okay. I'm actually going to say loss on this one too.
Okay.
And I was going to say win just because...
To change it up?
No, just to be...
No. Do you. No, we do you.
So I genuinely had this one as a loss, and it's because they are out DeAndre Hopkins, but they still have Will Fuller.
Thank you, Will Fuller. I couldn't think of him. Yeah.
Speedy guy.
Yep.
And I think he's going to burn our cornerbacks.
Yeah.
They have JJ Watt.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to burn our offensive line. If there's any team that their strengths match to our weaknesses, it's the Houston Texans.
Sure.
So I have this one as a loss as well.
All right. I'll say the next one. Sunday night
football. Chris Collinsworth.
Dude, no, I won't complain. I think everyone already knows who I'm going to say because I'm saying Sunday night football, and it's away. It's in Seattle again. How many times do we have to go to Seattle?
It's almost like Seattle's our new home team.
Yes, and you know what's funny too is it's week 5, and I know COVID wasn't planned into it, but guess what? They're going to be like, exactly that week, they're going to say, yeah, why don't we do 80% capacity? That game, I guarantee they're going to do that. So anyways, we're in Seattle again. I love Russell Wilson. He's my favorite non-Viking player and just quarterback in general. I love him. I've got the most respect for him. It's going to be a loss. I'm sorry. It's a loss on my end. It's a loss.
I think that this one's going to be a win. I think that we in my mind, we've won the first 3 games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting big heads. Big head mode is enabled.
Yep,
we lose to the Houston Texans, and it's a reality check.
Yeah.
I think we just about beat them last year, and I think Jadeveon Clowney and the referees were the difference maker in us losing that game. Jadeveon Clowney is gone.
Yeah.
I think that we pull this one out with a win.
Okay, I love it, man. All right, you're up next.
All right. Falcons at U.S. Bank Stadium.
Noon game.
What
do you got?
Matty Ice.
Oh, okay, a new update. I do remember a new addition to them. They've got Todd Gurley now.
They do have Todd Gurley.
They do have Todd Gurley.
Who has arthritis in his knee.
Yes, and Julio Jones has got to be rounding 91 years old, I think.
Almost, yeah.
Almost, yeah.
So Julio Jones,
he's older, still great.
The game that
Julio
Jones plays is the deep game, and I mean, he was never a slot guy. I mean, I think that he has the capacity to burn our quarterbacks, our corners, but I think that our safeties will pick up the slack, take care of Julio Jones.
Right.
We're gonna shut down. We're gonna get so much pressure on Matty Ice that no plays are gonna develop. Todd Gurley's knee is going to explode. I think that this one's going to be a win.
Okay. I'm just going to go off that same note. We're heading into the bye week, spoiler. Heading into the bye week, I think we're going to go all out. And we're still fresh. It's an early enough bye week where we
And in your mind, we've lost 2 games, so we'll be hungry.
Yes, so we'll be hungry, and I'm going to say a win for that.
All right.
Okay?
Week 7 is the bye.
Sam, do we both agree that buys this early suck?
Buys this early suck, dude.
It's rough.
At least it's not... We had a week 5 bye like 2 or 3 years ago. That
just
was
brutal.
Freaking
brutal. It's a waste is what that is.
Brutal.
Yeah. So that's a bye.
But coming out of the bye, we have the Packers.
Who scheduled this? Who did the schedule this year?
It was early. It's early. It's by week 8, so at the halfway point of the season. Not even the halfway point of the season. We'll have played the Packers twice, which is almost like at that point.
I hate it. I'm going to just say it. I hate it.
I know.
I hate it.
Usually you see like a late December.
Usually now is where we play them for the first time. And then we play them again late December.
Well, we'll play them in the first 4 weeks most of the time, and then we'll play them in the last 4 weeks most of the time because usually...
No, because look, the first 6 weeks, Green Bay is our only division game.
No, I know. I'm saying typically in a typical year, we'll play them in the first 4, sometime in the first 4 weeks.
That's true. We did play them week 2 of last year too.
And then we'll play them in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. Anyways,
but
this is in Lambeau.
It's in Lambeau. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think that the powers that be, and you saw it last year. They gave the Packers a lot of their home games before it got too terribly cold in Lambeau. I think that there was a little bit of NFL home cooking going for the Packers this year too. But it plays to our benefit too because we do play inside. We'll be playing in Lambeau we'll be playing the border battle.
Yep.
Coming out of the bye, I don't like it that it's this early in the season. It's kind of anticlimactic, but I think that the pieces are in place for us to be successful.
Right.
So I think that we kick their ass in Lambeau.
I've got nothing to say but put a W up there for me, bud.
All right, another division game.
Detroit.
Actually, we're in a bit of a division stretch at this point.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So we play the Lions at home at U.S. Bank Stadium. A little bit of a homecoming for Mr. Adrian Peterson, which, by the way, we didn't get a chance to talk about.
Yeah, we didn't. Let's take a minute.
Let's divert and talk about Adrian Peterson for a second. He was cut from the Washington football team.
Gosh, what a mess that is.
Pat, there have been so many changes since.
Yes, it's like everything just like comes to us.
He was cut from the Washington football team. Very late in the offseason. Very late.
Yep.
And he did not take him long to find a job in Detroit. Now, you had made a comment earlier that he can go rot in Detroit. And I actually think that Detroit is a good fit for him. They don't really have a running back right now. They don't have anybody that's going to be the guy. And I think he's going to have an opportunity to break some records.
Here's my thing. I've got no hate, remorse, nothing against Adrian Peterson.
No.
How could you?
No.
Okay. The reason why he's still playing is because he got into a bunch of debt trouble and he's got 9 kids. So that's why he's got like 8 or 9 kids. A lot of child support, okay? That's besides the point. The only reason why I'm not a fan that he came to the NFC North here is because for twice a year, he gets to kind of flip a switch that he doesn't turn on against any other team.
Right.
And that's
play with a chip on
us.
the shoulder.
Yes. And I know it didn't work out in New Orleans, but he didn't fit that style at all. The game that he came to play against us. I don't like that because that'll be the game that he rushes for 80 plus, and he's gonna have 2 TDs, and he's gonna be bringing the whole team up. Anyways,
I don't know. I mean, he's a guy that runs between the tackles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think that we'll take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
But Lions at US Bank Stadium.
What do you got?
I think that this is a win.
I got to win too.
I got to win. There's not much to say about it. I mean, it's the Lions, right?
So here's the next one. Okay, Monday Night Football. It's November 16th. We're in Soldier Field. ESPN made some changes too, by the way. No more Booger McFarland.
Thank
you,
Lord.
ESPN. It was your loss for not signing Pat McAfee.
Very much.
Whatever.
Well, they tried to sign a lot of people. They
did.
They shot from the moon and tried to get Sean McVay.
They're what?
Yeah, dude.
They tried to pick him from being an NFL coach.
Yeah, they wanted to give him like $30 million a year.
I don't actually believe what you're saying to me.
I
don't believe it. You're speaking baloney to me. But
trying to get Sean McVay.
I think they've got like Steve Levy.
Shoot for the moon. You might.
They've got like Steve. Stop.
Yeah, I think they pulled some of their
Steve Levy and anyways, doesn't matter. No more Booger.
Dan Orlovsky, is he?
We love Dan Orlovsky.
We love Dan.
Dan.
I think
Dan, if you ever want to come on the podcast, we will have you on every episode. I'll step down for a year.
Also,
it'll be the Dan Orlovsky show. No, but for real, I am not a fan of this. When we head into Soldier Field on a primetime game, for some reason, Matt Nagy does something to Mike Zimmer, and I can't explain it.
Well, it's not even that. It's Soldier Field. We haven't played well in Soldier
we just
Field.
don't.
I think we've won like 2 out of the last 13 years in Soldier Field. It's nuts. We just don't play well there.
Right. Anyways, I'm gonna put up a loss.
You're gonna put up a loss.
I'll first let you do your prediction. I've got something to say about the Bears, but
yeah, I think it's going to be a loss too. In my mind, we're on a 4-game win streak.
It's one of those to lose.
It's a division game. Yeah,
it's just one to lose.
Yeah, Khalil Mack.
Fuck.
Although Mitchell Trubisky,
that's what I was going to talk about.
Starter.
Does Matt Nagy have something?
How much money did they give Nick Foles?
Does Matt Nagy
give him like $20-some million a year?
Does Matt Nagy have maggots eating his brain? Does he have eating cow disease or whatever that thing's called? Mad cow disease? What is going on?
For time immemorial, it will be discussed that Mitchell Trubisky was taken before Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, all those guys.
Let me ring your bell one further, okay? We've got Cam Newton and Nick Foles on the open market. They paid Nick Foles like $21 million, I think.
$21 million.
I think
he's getting paid more than.
It can't be $21 million. It's probably like 12. I don't know. Anyway, besides the point, he's getting paid a lot. Cam Newton is on a prove it deal that's like a couple million max with incentive and bonus.
Ridiculous.
They could have had him.
They could have had Cam.
And I know Cam is on this vegan trend right now. Idiot.
That does not seem to work out.
No, it doesn't. So, anyways, my point is Matt Nagy had a great first year when they went to the playoffs and they missed that kick wide left, or I think it ran off the post with Cody Parker. The double doink. The double doink. Yeah. Something is wrong with Matt Nagy's brain. There are maggots, and he needs to be evaluated. As a nurse and a healthcare professional, I'm going to diagnose that.
Yeah, I think he leans on his pedigree more than anything else in his first.
And
year.
Coming from Kansas City with Andy Reid,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it hurts me to say that.
I think that we lose this game strictly because it's in Soldier Field.
But you know what else is? I'm not even going to say we lose the game. Exactly. We're not going to lose the game because of Mitch Trubisky. Because last year he went out like the first drive.
I think that I'm going to.
Chase Daniels came in.
Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. Now, week 11 against the Bears in Soldier Field, they play.
Week 10. Yeah.
They play Nick Foles.
Yeah, and you know what's going to happen? Do you want to know? I've told you. I'm going to see if you listen to me, if you know your podcast mate. What is Mike Zimmer's kryptonite?
Backup quarterbacks.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to give you half credit. What's the other part of that? Sam.
The RPO?
Thank you! My man! The run pass option.
Well, who do they have in the backfield now?
They still have Tyree Cohen.
And you know what?
And they've got David.
Cordero Patterson has been practicing with the running backs.
See, you just know Matt Nagy's out there.
He is doing some
spells
weird
and
stuff. You know what? Freaking Bill Belichick used Cordero Patterson. As a running back.
And they went off and won a Super Bowl.
Exactly. And so Matt Nagy is just trying to copy that.
Right. And why would you not?
Why would you not?
Is he still with Chicago?
He's still with
Chicago. Is he? Okay.
He's still with Chicago.
Anyways, that is what's going to happen come week 10.
Yeah.
Week 11. Where are we at?
So, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I had that as a loss. You have it as a loss?
I have a loss as well.
Pat, I think this was week 12 because it's our 11th game.
No.
But because of the bye. Week 7 bye. So
week 7 is bye. I've got...
Packers are week 8.
Yeah.
Lions 9. Bears 10. And you're right. Cowboys are week 11. Pat, you're absolutely right.
I'm like, okay,
no, Cowboys are week 11.
Yeah.
Cowboys are week 11.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay. That's a 3:25 kickoff.
3:25 is
thank God we're at
NFL
home.
Game of the week.
So now we're a stretch of home games here.
Stretch of home games.
Yes.
Cowboys 3:20 in the afternoon.
Dak Prescott,
US Bank Stadium. Dak Prescott, US Bank Stadium.
We're good. What happened to our light?
Hey, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Anyways, no, just keep talking. This is a free-flowing broadcast this year.
US Bank Stadium. It's going to be interesting. 3:20. People say that Kirk is not a primetime guy. I think that he's proven that wrong. But I also think that hold on a sec. Folks.
Bizarre.
Yeah, I'm just not going to have a light.
Doesn't matter.
People aren't even watching at this point, and we're an hour into the podcast.
Yeah. This is more for us.
This is more for us. No, so people say that Kirk isn't a primetime guy. Mm-hmm. 3:20 is arguably primetime. I don't know. I think Kirk has proven that he is a primetime guy.
Right.
I think he won more primetime games last year than he lost, but you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, I think that we come out with a win. I think there's enough turmoil in that locker room. Mm-hmm. Although it will be the return of Everson Griffin to US Bank Stadium. Not a story.
Griffin's become a depth player. He slows down. He doesn't have that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that.
Yeah, and if he does, he's offsides.
I got a W.
You got a W. I got a W.
Yeah. So we're on a stretch of home games here. Next is Carolina.
The return of Teddy Bridgewater.
Return of Teddy. I love that.
And
Jarius Wright, is he still?
No, I think he's in a walker.
If he is, I do want to say we're gonna do a little. You and I can do a mini Jarius Wright tribute because when we let him go, I cried. But
Mr. Third Down. Mr. Third Down.
Anyways,
so coach,
McCaffrey, new coach.
I think that the Panthers are going to win 3 games this year. I don't think that they're going to win very many games. And I think that has more to do with their coach than it has to do...
Who's their coach? I can't remember.
The guy that coached Baylor last year.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And I don't think he's ready for the NFL. I don't think he's ever coached at the NFL level.
It's always tough to go from college to NFL. It just
I think there were a lot...
Nick Saban didn't work out.
I think there were a lot better candidates for the job than whatever... I don't even know this guy's name.
Doesn't matter.
I think there were a lot better candidates for the job. I think they won 3 games this year. Yeah. So I think that we're going to take home a W just because I don't think they're going to be coached very well.
Yeah. Good. Next on the list is turmoil
in Jacksonville,
but in Minnesota. We're playing in Minnesota.
Okay, so wait, hold on.
Yeah.
We have this lovely stretch of home games and we're getting shit teams.
Yep. But, Sam, if there's anything Pat preaches, make a little...
Don't sleep on the shitty teams.
Don't sleep on any team. Because it's the NFL. This is the league where you never know.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are selling the house. They are getting rid of...
They are moving to the Canadian Football League after this.
They're moving to the Canadian Football... No, they're moving to London. That's not official,
that is
but they play most of their games in London now.
Jacksonville's a London team.
Jacksonville's a London team. I think that this is a win.
Not sweating it.
Again, I think that they win 3 games this year.
Who do they even have?
I think that they're actively tanking. No, it's Gardner Minshew.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was Nick Foles and Gardner Minshew.
Forte's gone. I'm sorry, Forte. Jeez Louise. Fournette is gone. It's a mess. They don't have... Yeah, it's a mess.
They win 3 games.
But I don't want this
They're actively tanking.
I don't want... For Trevor Lawrence, I don't want this to be a Buffalo Bills Week 3 where Josh Allen is leaping over Barr in slow motion.
Don't even remind...
And we lose that game.
Pat.
Oh, yeah, you had it recorded. You were recording that game.
Let me tell you about that. I was so hungover when I watched that game. I was sad.
And you didn't watch it live. I remember that.
I was sad and it wasn't live. And I was like... Don't tell me anything that's going on. So I went and I sat down. I was super eager to get home and watch the game.
Yep.
And I sat down on my couch and I had my little greasy McDonald's sandwich because I was super hungover. I was already sad and I was like, the Vikings are going to cheer me up.
Yeah.
And then that game happened. Josh Allen is leaping over our linebackers. Are you kidding me? So it was one of the worst experiences of my life. Right up there with wide left.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I have the Jags as...
guess what?
I have us winning against the Jags.
Put me down as a W. Okay, Sam?
Here we go.
We are in Tampa Bay.
In Tampa Bay. Hey, you know what? It's a great time to play in Tampa Bay. Is it December yet?
Hey. Okay, hear me out for a second, okay? That's week 14. At this point, COVID should be never talked about ever again.
Never talked about ever again.
The entire world... The election will be done. The world will have some sort of immunity to it, herd immunity. Yep. Okay? Are we buying tickets to Tampa Bay?
I think we're buying tickets to Tampa Bay.
Are we buying tickets to Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay.
All right, let's come back to that.
Let's come do it. Alyssa would love it.
Let's go do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's talk about everything that's going on in Tampa.
Because there's a lot surrounding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as is.
Yeah.
There's
Tom Brady. Leonard Fournette. Gronk. Bruce Arians is the new coach
Bruce
there.
Arians. Who else? Yeah, you have Mike Evans still.
Yeah,
Mike Evans.
Oh my gosh, Chris Godwin. I think
Chris
they still
Godwin?
have. He's a quick guy.
Their offense is freaking stacked.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what their offensive line looks like, but regardless,
it doesn't matter because
stacked.
Tom Brady's your quarterback. You will play like you were gonna die. That's what they do with Tom Brady.
Yeah. And what does their defense look like? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
The story of that game is going to be when the Buccaneers offense and the Minnesota Vikings defense is on the field. That is where the war will be won and lost.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, it depends. Honestly, at this point in the season, I think that our starting cornerback situation is going to develop a little bit. I don't think Mike Hughes might retain his job. I think Holton Hill is going to lose his job to Cam Dantzler. I really do.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I think that we have a chance. I don't think Holton Hill is enough to keep up with maybe as a nickel guy.
Yeah.
Maybe as a nickel guy, Holton, because he's fast.
Hill and Hughes.
We would need we need Holton Hill and Cam Dantzler to double team Mike Evans.
Yeah.
We need Mike Hughes to lock down on Chris Godwin.
Yep.
And we need our linebackers to shut down Gronk.
Yeah, I agree.
And we need our pass rush. We need our front four to pass rush. We're not going to be sending any more than 4 guys that game because everybody else is going to be tied up in coverage. So it's going to be a really, really interesting game. And I honestly, Pat, I don't know. I don't know how this one's going to end.
I am going to say it's a win.
You think it's a win?
And the reason being because I think with the age that's on that team, with Brady will be in, but I think Gronk won't be playing.
Gronk is going to be rusty.
I think that is going to kind of play an edge in our favor because without Gronk, Tom Brady, sometimes he struggles. Those two have a connection that you can't really explain.
Yeah, they do. Gronk is he took a year off of football, 2 years off of football.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years.
He went off doing WWE stuff, drinking, partying.
Yeah, and so then you look at the rest of Leonard Fournette, big name, hasn't really done much.
No,
though.
if he's a guy. Here's the other thing with Fournette. He's a guy that needs 30 carries a game because he doesn't start off hot.
Yeah,
he progresses as the game goes on.
Right.
And yeah.
Anyways, and Brady's not a deep guy.
No, and he's getting older too.
Does that?
That's a win. I don't think the Bucs are going to do much this year.
I think Pat, you convinced me. It's a win.
Thank you. So I do need your social and your credit card information as well. I was trying to be funny. That wasn't in line. Yeah. I was trying to convince you some more. Okay, so next is the Bears.
Next is the Bears at US Bank Stadium.
Yep.
I think that this is the revenge of Ngakoue.
Yes.
This is the revenge of Ngakoue,
Yes.
and Mitchell Trubisky will be crushed into a fine powder. I think that Nick Foles plays in Soldier Field. I think that Mitch Trubisky plays at US Bank Stadium.
Sure. I got to win. Clean
too.
cut, easy. That's all I've got there. All right, bud. This is the biggest game. Friday, Christmas Day.
Friday, Christmas Day?
In New Orleans.
Friday, Christmas Day?
Yeah. Christmas is either going to be wonderful or ruined. Literally. I don't know. The NFL hates us.
They really do.
They hate us.
They hate us, and I love it.
I just want to quick say, all 3 of our primetime games that are on odd times are all on the road.
Yeah. That's
just frustrating.
And people say Kirk is not a primetime game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, when I think of this game, I can't help but think of the meme, and we'll cut it in, where it's that SpongeBob meme, and there's Drew Brees, and he's kind of like cowering against the focus.
Yeah.
And it's the Vikings guys going, how many times do we need to teach you a lesson, old man?
Such a great meme. If you ever need to laugh, go to the Reddit page of any NFL team after a heartbreak game.
It's great.
The memes are phenomenal. So
based on that meme alone.
But wait, before I answer my question, can you please tell me where we're at with records? I need to know where I'm at. Oh my gosh.
All right, Pat, you currently have 1, 2, 3 losses.
So, boy, high hopes this year. What are you at? Counting this loss. Don't count the loss. I just want to see where we're at.
I've counted 2 losses. I have 2. You have so far. We haven't counted.
So you have 2 losses. You have 2 losses, and I have 3.
Yeah, we haven't counted the Saints yet.
I am gonna say a loss. Yeah. Yep.
We've beaten the Saints it's always been a grind.
No, I'm gonna say it's a loss. I'm setting my hopes up very low so I'm not hurt when it comes to Christmas Day.
Oh my God, it's Christmas. I forgot about that.
I don't need Christmas Day. The good news is it's a 3:30 kickoff, so
3:30. Hey,
so I can still enjoy the rest of the and I can enjoy the rest of the evening. It's not like I go to bed just. Anyways, I got a loss. You got a win, right?
I have a win. Okay. Because you know what? We have their number.
Yeah.
And they know that they're on the way out.
Yeah.
They know that they're on the way out.
Let's round it out here. Detroit.
Detroit Lions.
In Detroit.
Week 17.
Mark me up as a win. You can't go in the playoffs with a loss.
You know, I am actually going to mark this one down as a loss, and I'll tell you why. I think that we're going to be resting our starters for the playoffs.
Oh, that's an interesting take. And you don't trust our second stringers.
It's not that you don't
pathetic.
Trust the second stringers. I've been sitting here
kidding.
preaching.
Yeah, I know.
I think that we're just not going to be.
That's fair. Yeah,
we're not going to be looking at this game.
Sam,
we're going to be looking to the first week.
What are our official win-loss records here?
All right, Pat, you are 12-4.
That's reasonable. I expect that.
I'm 13-3.
I expect that. Yeah.
I'm 13-3.
Okay.
Which, hey, if the Packers show us anything, you can get 13-3 on a fluke.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? It was the friggin' Minneapolis Miracle season. It was 13-3.
Yeah.
Playing a backup quarterback all year. Dude, do you remember the circumstances that led us to playing friggin' Case Keenum for that whole season? It was Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Sam Bradford was our quarterback?
And we traded a first-round pick for him?
It feels like forever ago.
It does.
It feels like a decade ago.
It does.
And he just had a glass knee.
Yeah.
I remember we tried to play him again against the Bears. I believe it was on Halloween night. We tried to play him in Soldier Field.
Oh, I remember that.
We tried to play him in Soldier Field.
It was not
good.
And
he went to drop back to pass, and it was not a drop back. Yeah. It was a slow walk back.
Yeah, he gingerly was trying not to tear his ACL for the fourth time.
He looked like a dog that was just trying to limp his way to the park.
If there's anything that we can give Sam Bradford and his agent credit for is the amount of money for the lack of games.
$150 million over his career?
For the lack of games that were played.
Yeah, no, he's...
Anyways, hopefully he can walk when he's 60. I think that's a good round out. We're at almost an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Am I still recording there?
Yeah,
good.
Absolutely.
Sam, I just want to say I needed this more than anything because my heart wasn't in the season.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. I missed your face. I missed the energy behind talking about Vikings football, the one thing I look forward to the older I get. So I'm excited, and fans, thank you so much for listening with us. We do have some exciting things coming out. Hopefully I can get those going.
Yeah,
Sam and I are just going with the flow.
Hey, you know what? I want to give a special thanks to our listeners because we tried our best to put content out this offseason, and it just didn't happen.
It wasn't practical.
You had COVID stuff. I had Army stuff.
We were in quarantine. You were gone for a month. Yeah,
it was a weird off season, and so I appreciate the fans sticking with us, and we'd put content out on the page every once in a while. Not videos of us, but memes and things like that.
And we'll be back to the twice a week videos.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will. Yeah,
yeah.
And there will not be a set schedule because my schedule is too sporadic to do that. So you'll just get what you get.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank our listeners for sticking with us through the name change.
Yep. Through the name change, that was
everything.
What fans don't know is how hard that was.
That was hard.
We took almost 3 months to decide on the name.
It was difficult.
Yeah. So
I just a special thanks to the fans. We appreciate you, and
we
as much as we do this for us, we do it for you.
And we'll see you with the pregame episode. We have to figure that out.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Join us next time on 4th and Skol.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Oh, that fucking episode rocked.